Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk faster, faster, faster. Gotta talk fast.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Sonic In Your Face special. I'm Nick. I'm with my co-host Dominic. We're just gonna go right into it.
We're still fuming from last issue, or last half of the issue.
Man.
Mirror Zone. Script and penciling by Patrick Saziante.
Sorry, I just remembered what I did for this one.
This is a borderline one-shot. Sonic and Tails are chasing a SWAT bot, and it runs into a mirror-like portal. Tails nonchalantly says, "I think the bot went into the Mirror Zone, Sonic." And then they go into the Mirror Zone, fight the SWAT bot, find a secret message, and come back to their normal world. We, the reader, must then decode the message. Myself, being deeply interested in the Zodiac Killer, am well versed in these types of cryptic messages. I got all my cryptic pals together, got some pizza and beer, and took a crack at the code. This is what we came up with. There isn't much time. I must send this message before they find me. The mud flood was real. The audience, the advanced civilization was Tartaria was real. Don't let the government lie to you anymore. We are living a lie. Of course, after myself and my pals got done decoding this message, I decided to look on the internet to see if there were other valiant attempts to decipher this impossible message. The agreed upon translation, note, agreed upon as not being endorsed by this podcast, is the following. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most evil tyrant of them all? And who's the dumbest hedgehog of them all? Fast as fast can be. You'll never defeat me. Here's looking at you, Sonic. Ivor Robotnik. Whose translation is correct? I'll let the dear listener/viewer decide. End of Mirror Zone.
So which one do you believe?
All I know is that David Fincher's Zodiac was released the same year as Good Night and Good Luck, Brokeback Mountain, and something else, but it was beaten out by Crash. That's all I care about with Zodiac. I have not seen Zodiac, and I really want to.
Zodiac's great.
We should watch it on Halloween.
I know we won't have time because we're recording this podcast.
Yes. All right, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so Tartia. I don't know how to say it. Tartaria. Okay. I'm not going to go deep into it, but it is my favorite conspiracy theory.
Okay.
It is a theory that, so if you look at a lot of old maps,
yes,
there is a lot of times a landmass called Tartia. And so a lot of people think that Tartia or whatever is an old advanced civilization.
Is that where tortillas came from?
Yeah. I mean, they were advanced. They had it all, especially the tortilla tech.
They had the Taco Bell AI.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, until they flew a little too close to the sun.
They got it.
And after flying too close to the sun, somehow a mud flood happened and engulfed the world in a mud flood and buried Tartia in this like culture layer of mud. And so it's a bunch of like, when you look into the conspiracy theory, it's just a bunch of people looking at old buildings and being like, we can't fucking do that. You expect us that we could do it's like those ancient alien people where they're like, they fucking, you can't,
look at the pyramids.
You think we built the pyramids? You fucking dumbass. We can't even do that now.
A pyramid, which is just stacking things.
Yeah, it's literally it's a bunch of people looking at things like,
I can't figure this out. So clearly,
like the Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel. Yes.
Thank you. And being like, you expect me to believe that they hammer and chiseled that? Like what? Come on.
There's a meme. There's like a cliche saying on Twitter where it's like, how do we do that again? And then the saying is, we don't even know how to anymore.
Oh, that is. I love that meme so fucking much.
I love it so much too.
Yeah,
because it's usually some Twitter, probably a far right, trad, whatever, dumb fuck, and it's like, look at the majesty of this
Well, it's always like my
Cathedral.
uncle is like an architect.
Oh,
and,
right.
Yeah.
Yes, my uncle is an architect, and we walked into this cathedral, and I turned to him and said, "Oh, why don't we make this anymore?" And he goes, "We don't know how to anymore," because it's like, oh, we've degraded ourselves with all this modernism or some stupid ass shit like that.
Exactly. And that's like the core thesis of this, like
Tartaria. I like to.
Yeah.
I don't know how they say it, but
Yeah.
Tartaria sounds cool.
Oh no, it is like that's at the core thesis, and I don't know how, but I assume Jews, because that's how all of these conspiracy theories goes. It's always like, how many steps does it take to get to a Jewish conspiracy?
Yeah.
But it's my favorite one. It's insane. They say stuff like the World's Fair is like remnants of the old world, and that society just made up the World's Fair to like hide the fact that we built these ancient buildings. There's an hour long video by
Mia Mulder.
Mia Mulder, thank you. Mulder. We'll put up a link on the. Let me create more work for you.
Yes, thank you.
That she goes deep into the conspiracy theory. Very good. I actually didn't find this until much later. I was deep in the subreddit way before. That is one of the subreddits. There's a few. I actually maybe beep out. I feel like I shouldn't spread that subreddit.
Don't. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll beep it out.
Beep that. Because I don't want people getting on. I don't want my fans of Sonic, of us, and then being like, let me go check this out. And suddenly they're hating Juice.
It really it feels bad of us to be like, we can handle this, you can't. But it really is like a spreading thing, because you don't know who's watching this.
Exactly. It is 1,000% that.
Yeah, maybe a certain percentage of this future audience will be dumb enough to fall for something like that. And you just don't know. Yeah. You don't need to see that stuff.
You can DM me if you want.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
All right. That was, yep. I just like every now and then they draw Rotor completely different.
Oh, I didn't even notice how insane he looked.
Look, yeah, at times he's like, other times he's like sly and all that. There's one where it's like, it's a one shot of them at a bowling alley. And it's just Rotor like, why is he making that face? We never talked about it for some reason, because it's an insane face. I think in the intro sequence, if you're watching this on YouTube, I put it on the intro. But anyway, Tails' Tallest Tale, script and penciling by Scott Shaw. I think we haven't seen Scott Shaw since, and you haven't seen this, audience, since the prequels, the prequel miniseries.
I was gonna say that name was familiar, but I couldn't place it.
Pretty confident Scott Shaw. Tails is walking through the forest, head down, reading an invitation he's received. He's been invited to be the special guest of the local Sonic fan club's big convention. He arrives at the Sonic Con and sees a huge amount of Sonic fans in a convention center. We overhear conversations such as, "Well, in my opinion, Knuckles is merely a misunderstood marsupial," and "Are you kidding? He's an echidna and almost as bad as Robotnik."
Your delivery there was perfect.
Thank you. Tails is greeted by Sheldon the Turtle, the convention president. He introduces Tails to Posey, a possum with red hair and a bow. She grabs Tails and says, "Well, we're all ready for your speech." Tails didn't realize he was speaking and has not prepared anything. He is now standing at the podium in front of hundreds of Sonic fans. Tails starts talking and realizes that he doesn't have much to offer. So he starts to embellish. "While piloting my plane over Crush Water Canyon, I ran into one of Robotnik's deadly bots, the evil Toadzilla." Toadzilla is standing 100 feet tall, standing on two legs, sharp teeth, and mechanical red eyes. "I leapt in my plane in a last-minute effort to demolish the giant. Exhausting my ammo, I had no choice but to fight directly Fox to Toad. I dealt a mighty blow, and just then the cliff collapsed. We fell into the waters of the river. Sploosh! Toadzilla was now in his element, but I revved up my tails to Mach speed and whipped up a whirlpool to defeat him. That's how I..." Tails trails off. He notices that no one is listening. In fact, everyone has gotten out of their chairs and is looking outside of the window. We cut to outside. Robotnik is in a bipedal mech with 4 arms. "SonicCon, huh? Once I've roboticized you sickening little hero worshippers, you only idolize me, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Everyone is cowering in fear. Posey, however, knows the perfect person to take on Robotnik. Posey grabs Tails and pushes him outside, where he instructs Tails to take on Robotnik, one-on-one. Tails flies right up to Robotnik and gets swatted out of the sky. Tails slams into the ground, bouncing everywhere. Tails is hurt and trying to get up when he sees Posey standing up to Robotnik. I know all about you, Dr. Robotnik, and I'm not scared of you at all. Robotnik laughs and raises his foot, ready to squash Posey. Tails sees this and gives Tails the energy to fly up to him. Hovering in front of Robotnik, Tails stops rotating his tails and starts rotating his body. Robotnik stares. Then he stares into the daze. Tails has made Robotnik dizzy. So dizzy that he can't operate the controls and the mech falls over, destroying the arms and legs. Robotnik ejects and flies off in the cockpit, flying off into the sky. Everyone congratulates Tails, and Posey kisses the 4-year-old fox on the cheek. Everyone starts heading back to the convention, where Tails explains that there were some issues with the speech. The end.
Yeah, there's not much to say about
this. It's a cute story.
Fine.
This is the third Tails is the hero story.
Yeah.
So cool, I guess. We get a little Tails, like it really is like throwing Tails in there in this wacky situation. Sure. Whatever, it's serviceable. It's interesting. I think the solution, Tails' grand solution is to hypnotize her.
It wasn't hypnotize him.
Not hypnotize, like dizzy him. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
It's unique.
It's absolutely insane.
Yes.
His tails doesn't spin anymore. His body does.
Yep. That's... Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Rate the mech.
Because it's got 4 arms. Okay.
We're gonna rate every mech from now on.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yes.
I was the moment you said that, I kept a straight face, but there's a smile on my heart.
A smile in my heart.
I didn't really go into details on this.
Yeah, go for it.
I was very. I wrote this like.
That's okay. Go.
Mech is. How do I describe this? It has a very Doc Ock feel to it.
Yes, I see that not only in the multiple arms, of course, but also in like the way its appendages are like serrated or something.
Yes, exactly. And I think there's an implication, though not shown, that the mech can grow taller and smaller.
I thought that as well because it's like accordion arms.
Yes, exactly. But they don't show it, so I'm going to assume that it can't.
It's maybe just for bending, just to be more flexible.
Yeah, I'll assume this is a bendable mech, which is unique and not something you see very often, but not some it doesn't go in or out. Legs are very tall. We're talking maybe like 20 feet.
Yeah.
If I had to just guess. Cockpit open. So it's pretty much legs and then just this kind of like circle pod that he's sitting in and then 4 arms coming out of the circle pod.
It feels like, and I'm reading into this, I am totally reading into this, but it looks like that Robotnik like repurposed it from like as like a utility like warehouse robot.
No, I'm going to push back on that. It's got a real, look at the feet. So the feet are like almost like dinosaur or chicken based.
You're right. He could have like repurposed that, but I agree. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's bold that he didn't put any like glass or anything over the cockpit.
Yeah, that's what led me to believe. Is this like a tool more than a mech? Yeah.
That's super valid. It feels impractical.
Yes.
But I like the fact that you went for it.
It's the fact that he's trying to squish something. Right? It's like, okay, squish.
No, because the feet are not super big. If the feet were bigger, I feel like it would be more designed for squishing.
Yes.
No, this feels like this would be perfect, truthfully, for climbing. Like,
yeah.
Side of a mountain
because it's so mobile, because it's very bendable. Yeah.
And I'm just assuming that he has this length so that he can see above trees.
Okay, that's smart. Yeah.
So like I agree. I think this is like a utility based mech not something designed for taking on the Freedom Fighters.
Not true combat, no.
Exactly. And I don't think he expected to see anyone from the Freedom Fighters here.
Right.
I think he was just here like, hey, this is my Saturday afternoon. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go kill a bunch of like...
Well, first of all, just unroboticized people.
Yeah, exactly.
Animals. So it's like, this is my Sat-Am.
I mean, he didn't even... Yeah, this is my Saturday morning. He didn't even bring robots as backup. He's just like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm going to go kill some dude.
He was so confident. He was like, look at these nerds. I got this.
Look at these nerds. Hell yeah. No, and I do like the fact that he was like, I'm going to roboticize all of you, and I'm going to make you guys worship me. That actually feels very in character. That's like my favorite thing from this whole issue is just he was just like, I'm going to make sure you worship me instead of Sonic.
Yeah.
It's a very vindictive way of thinking that I really liked. Am I comparing this mech to other mechs outside of Sonic, or am I sticking it within the Sonic universe? I feel like Sonic universe is the way to think about this.
You could do both. You could do two ratings.
I mean,
levels.
okay, if this is like a rating of like outside, just like how is the mech in general, it's like a 2.
Yeah,
like a
out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 out of 10. I agree with that. I'm with that. In terms of Sonic, by Sonic standards,
we're looking at like a 5 or 6 maybe.
yeah, it's interesting.
I do like there's like a utility aspect to it that I can get behind, but I also outside of like scouting, I don't see a lot of use for it.
I don't either.
The baseline of mechs is gotta be, well, okay, Universe Salamander wasn't a mech, right?
Right.
So I really like the Spider mech from like 2 issues ago.
It's like a beetle.
Yeah,
right?
The beetle mech. Yeah, I like that one a lot, but I would need to sit down and figure out like which one was the best.
We can go back and review that some other time. But this one's like, within Sonic, it's all right.
It's all right. It's like a 6. I'm gonna give it a firm 5.
Firm 5. Got it. Okay.
No, 6. 1 for each appendage.
Right. Got it. How do you feel about SonicCon? Because okay. First of all, it's just an excuse for Scott Shaw to be like, "Hey, I'm making fun of you nerds." Right?
Oh, that makes me like it a lot less. That didn't even cross my mind.
What? You didn't even like process what was happening here?
No, I was just like, it makes sense that this like fucking god, people would be like, "Oh yeah, let's worship him."
You Sonic, right? You're talking about Sonic, yeah.
Come on, it's Sonic.
The fastest thing alive.
Yeah, he can do anything. It's a real problem. But I guess looking at it now, they're talking about Sonic trading cards, and they're debating what Knuckles is, and I guess you're right. They are definitely making fun of Sonic fans.
And again, they're really committing to not being underground.
Yeah, I feel like they're just not underground now.
That's
which,
so
like,
lame.
annoys the shit out of me.
That lowers. Okay, I think that lowers the ante substantially.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like because they're under. Why is it an underground society? Because the moment they go surface side, they're gonna get genocide.
Well, you gotta remember, Robotnik, or at least at one point in time, had surveillance systems just watching the woods.
Yeah, it's like that really ups the ante because it's like, I know they're in these woods.
Yeah.
It's just that this woods is so massive
and thick where he can't really properly explore them.
It's like honestly some Viet Cong shit.
Yeah. And the moment, he had sensors where, the moment you leave, he's just like, there they are. Let's go fuck them up.
Yeah, it makes it really, dangerous. Like I was saying, ups the ante. But putting it above ground, first of all, you really betray it because it's so lame how, it's not even thick brush anymore. It's, wide open, whatever.
No, it's just, in a field.
It's so lame, yeah. And on top of that, you're just betraying. It's so now it's okay, Robotnik's even dumber. Because he can't even find this village out in the open. Just look for a clearing, and there's probably huts there, and that's them.
Yeah,
that's so. I really like the gag of hey, we've seen this tree stump that's actually the one door to the village.
Yeah, right.
That's a really good gag.
Yeah,
I think that's funny.
I agree.
I don't know.
So now that we're done with the issue, how do you feel about the Sonic special as a whole?
Not too good about it.
Out of 10, what are we rating?
Oh, out of 10? Oh, God. Like a 3, dude.
I was gonna say 3 too.
Yeah, because it's like
As in 32, it was so fucking good.
the meat and potatoes of this thing was that quest, and it's fun. And these last 2 issues are just nothing to me.
I'm right there.
That's very.
You're pretty much saying exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, I was trying to find an angle, right there in the moment, but it's.
Is Nicole seriously not in the next fucking issue?
You know what? Let me double check, but I don't think so. If anything, Nicole feels like someone that they'll bring back. Should they? I don't know. We didn't really get enough time with Nicole. Nicole really didn't do much. Very clearly utility to this character.
Nicole in the Saturday morning cartoon?
I don't remember. I was thinking that. I was wondering. It's like, oh.
Well, because they got the vest and whatnot, which is like specifically from the Saturday morning cartoon.
Wait. Do they ever establish Nicole in this special as like this AI companion that's in the right, like a Ziggy? Or is it actually like a communicator?
Communicator to who?
The real Nicole. The flesh and body Nicole.
No, it's definitely an AI thing.
It's definitely like an AI robot or
because
whatever.
Think about it. So they sent Nicole back in time? Like the person?
I mean, you got time travel at this point, sure.
No, now you're doing some weird fucking bullshit. Where
I don't
you're
know.
Just like,
I don't
you're
know.
You're thinking too much.
I don't know.
Yeah, overall, what I will say as an overall statement, I appreciate that they are trying to take the Sonic story seriously.
And that is where the 3 comes from. Like from a flat out 0, those are those 3 points right there. Yeah.
I don't think they did a good job. I'm only commending them in the fact that they tried.
And they upgraded the art. They put in the effort in the art.
But like as a whole, just I am annoyed.
What part of this is in your face? Not at all.
There's an image.
Okay, yeah, I know the cover. Or no.
No, there's Robotnik really got in Sonic's face when he killed him in this panel.
This is a pinup. Yeah, this is a random pinup.
Yeah,
this looks way more
pinup where Robotnik literally just like shoots Sonic and he looks like he's gonna die.
This looks way more epic than what we got.
Yeah, no, I want this story. We'll put this on screen for you guys.
Of course.
Like I said, I'm glad they swung the bat. I'm just
a shame they whiffed on all 3 counts.
No, they succeeded against all 3 monsters. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just a bad story.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your guitar. We're gonna do some emails.
That's right.
Now it's time for SonicGrams. You can write to SonicGrams. Oh yeah, it's a legally distinct SonicGrams. It's an unaffiliated SonicGrams. We made our own SonicGrams.
All right. Our first email is from Speed Boom.
Speed Boom.
Thank you again for writing in again. No joke, your Who's on First bit was probably the funniest one I've heard since the original. That is... Are you Speed Boom?
Yes. We're both Speed Boom.
Yeah, we just keep on taking his name and we're just like, hey, how do we gas each other up?
These compliments are so good, we can't believe it's from a real person.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
That's very sweet. The original is comedic gold, and I agree. I agree. That's me interjecting. I agree. The original is comic gold. And the timing is impeccable, but any parodies or other versions of it, even if funny, eventually always get on my nerves because the characters never figure out how they're confused. The timing and delivery of the original is how it was able to avoid this the way you did. It completely avoided that annoyance, so good job. It was hilarious. Dominic's radio voice is gold.
We got like a full analysis of this.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
That makes me feel very good because that was a cold read for me. So I was like panicking as it was happening.
No, I knew it was gonna. You did fantastic on that read. I was very impressed with it. Yeah, there were like a couple slip ups, but yeah, that's well within the margin of error. I'm impressed.
All right. Keep those animalistic desires out of my Sonic drawings. You have no idea how many times in the future you will be saying that unironically. I think I need to like make that my catchphrase whenever it happens now.
You forgot you wrote that when I said that.
I super forgot.
Good work. You have moments of absolute brilliance in these scripts, I want to say. Completely betrayed by so many errors in grammar.
I know someone who has said repeatedly that they will edit these if I send them, but I always write these. I wrote this at one the last few minute. Hours before today. I'm going to start writing the next issue like now.
We need 1 million subscribers so that we can finally
monetize. Tell your friends so that we can get paid and
my God.
Then I can quit my job and just keep on writing scripts.
There we go. Okay.
Also, fun fact, in Sonic Saturday... Sadam, thank you. King Acorn was played by Tim Curry. Just thought I'd mention that.
Whoa! Did not know that.
I did actually know that.
That's crazy.
Like one of the few things I know. Also, what did you mean? I was the first real email. Mike F was not real. My suspicion is Mike F is someone you already know in real life and continues to grow.
Well, we do know Mike F in real life.
Well, yeah, because we met him. The thing about Mike F, and I guess now is the time to tell the truth, is we had a angel investor, and they gave us $50,000. And I sat down. I actually didn't tell Dominic about this. I sat down.
This is unbelievable because this is $50,000.
Well, no, that was the thing. It was like, what do I do with this money? And like I could have used this as like a down payment for like a house or something that had a basement, so we don't do this in our studio apartment where we can hear the people above us and below us. I think they hear us every single time we do this podcast.
Oh, 100%.
I'm loud. And these are, you can definitely hear above and below. I definitely hear the people talking.
I brought that up to you before we even started the show, and you were like, nah, it's fine.
I mean, I stand by that. It's fine. I pay to live here. I can do a podcast. They have a problem with it. We can have a conversation. No, and so I was like, what do I do with this $50K? And then I realized, what's the point of doing a podcast if we can't get anyone? And so I found Mike F, and I gave him $50,000 to watch our podcast and just randomly email us. Not every week, which is a bad investment on my behalf, but just so that we had a viewer. It was a lump sum. I'm not going to give him any more money. But this is us coming clean, or me coming clean, because Dominic was unaware, because I feel like he would have been very angry that
I didn't get that money.
Yeah, right?
You fucking prick.
We could have had real video cameras.
Oh my God. Yes.
Instead of using our iPhones. God, it'd be so nice to have real video cameras.
And just having SD cards. Oh, God.
Yeah, that'd be the dream. So, speaking of Mike F. We got an email from Mike F. In a previous episode, Dominic said the first thing he would do if he Freaky Friday'd into Rogue the Bat. Rouge the Bat. Sorry,
Okay, to be fair, I was every now and then when it's not Rouge the Bat, I'll confuse Rouge and Rogue. That's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost the cadence.
He Freaky Friday'd.
In a previous episode, Dominic said the first thing he would do if he Freaky Friday'd into Rouge the Bat's body was get a breast reduction. In the new game, Sonic X Shadow Generations, is it X or is it Cross?
Great question. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Because I feel like a lot of times they use X as a cross.
Correct. But I also don't know.
We're going to stick with Sonic X. So this is the sequel to Sonic X.
No.
Generations. It's an animated TV show.
Sonic. Oh, God. That brings me fear. Sonic and Shadow Generations.
Yeah. It seems like Sega has actually done just that. Of course, people are being normal about it. And then he linked a Twitter thread, which I'm about to open. But is the podcast already abusing its outsized influence in changing Sonic canon?
Fuck yeah. If that's the case, we are absolutely changing Sonic canon.
No, we're making for the those boobs so tiny, just flat-chested.
This is so silly. What is this bullshit?
We might want to blur out.
Sure. I'm not blurring out those hashtags, though. Hashtag censorship. Love that. Whenever someone puts hashtag censorship, they're definitely being censored. It's awesome.
Oh, man. I did not read this whole thing. I just looked at the main. Bra Imagine going through the trouble of paying people extra to make an entirely new character model that just because the old one happens to show 4 inches of back skin and noticeable cleavage line and breasts.
So you've got before and after,
we got a
before, and then the after.
Honestly, her boobs look like the same size. You just see less of the boob.
They honestly look bigger, more covered up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And honestly,
sorry.
And honestly, the heart looks better.
Yes, I agree. Okay, sorry, poster. Did you think? Do you want smaller looking boobs? Okay, lame.
Yeah,
freaking lame. I'm sorry. You're trying to.
Please,
you're trying to suppress bat libido here with a freaking.
He's trying to suppress my libido.
Yeah, come on. Lame.
Sorry, I'm just like going back and forth. I'm just trying to see if I notice anything else different between the character models, but they look exactly the same.
They really do. Look, I'm more of a less is more kind of guy, where it's like, yeah, you could show a character model in a string bikini, like literal like strings, like in Dead or Alive, right? And sure, that'll be attractive. Like, don't get me, I'm not dead. That is like attractive, sure. It's all hanging out there. But sometimes a good ass sweater is.
Sorry, I'm just reading this thread. Do people hate Ian Flynn? I thought people loved the guy.
Oh, 50-50 or what? I frankly, I don't know because I'm so focused on old Archie.
I'm focused on what we're doing.
Yeah, that I don't have time to like know what's in the zeitgeist now.
I'm just gonna quote this person, and we're gonna blur everything out. Ian Flynn just had her have this annoying as fuck bratty e-girl influencer voice. Okay, so I am so out of the loop. So I don't.
There's so much controversy over voices. I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit about the voices.
Oh, I love how passionate you got there.
Yeah, because it's like stop you. Because I have been dealing ever since Ryan Drummond was replaced by Jason Griffith. I think so. The original Sonic Adventure voice was replaced for the Sonic X voice. I don't remember exactly, but literally when I was in those old Sonic fan forums way back in the 2000s, right? It was just constant back and forth about like, no, this voice actor's best. This voice actor's better. Let's start a petition. Let's do this shit. Email Sega of America about this shit. And it's like, guys, this is lame. This is stupid. What a waste.
I agree. I don't have anything to add to that. I agree.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Sonic, the new one, is Sonic Generations X, Shadow, whatever, is that Ian Flynn went and rewrote some of the dialogue. That's all I know.
Sure. And from what little I have seen from Ian Flynn, it seems like he is a very competent writer, so I wouldn't mind those changes. I don't know. I don't know.
So let me tell you my outside knowledge.
Sure.
From what I understand, and obviously I don't know because we haven't read to that point, but apparently Ian Flynn fixed Archie comics at a certain point.
I believe
maybe
it.
Fix isn't the right word,
but maybe streamlined it, converged it. A lot of loose threads.
Maybe more in line with what Sega of Japan wanted or something.
Sure, it's something to bring everything together. I'm with that. Yeah. I am very much for that.
And so he came in during Archie. Archie went under, and then I think. Oh, I guess I can just look. Is it Dark IDW?
Yeah.
IDW, I had the comics because one day we're gonna get there, and I'm gonna buy these.
You haven't read them.
I haven't read a single one, but I'm buying them as they come out.
The IDWs.
One day we're going to get there.
Yes.
That's how committed I am. But then IDW picked up Ian, and then he's been doing it ever since with the new run. So,
and I'm sure because we have not read them. I'm sure maybe there's examples of poor writing and poor storytelling there, but from the vibes, it's like, yeah, the stuff that Ken Penders looked like he was doing, we'll find out. Give us 10 years. But what Ken Penders doing was kind of weird and cringe at some points. So maybe
I think I've already seen some weird and cringe stuff out of him.
So maybe give this new guy a chance.
Yeah. So
clean some house.
I guess what I'm. Oh God, what am I trying to say? I lost the train of thought, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I
what you're
guess.
saying is that Rouge's tits look way better in the new one.
Oh no, buckets tonight, just buckets.
Is that our new thing now?
Oh, dude, totally. I fucking if we make one shirt, it's just gonna be just a bucket.
And the bubbled picture of you shirtless.
Yeah, 100. That's on the back, or maybe it's on the front, and then the back is the
buckets.
bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, like looking at it, I'm like, I think it's a better. It's fine.
Dude, look at how sloppy the tits. No, look at how sloppy the heart looks on the original.
Yeah, no, like honestly, that's how I'm looking at it. Is like it makes more sense from like it feels more forced in the old one, trying to make the heart look like it's a heart, but still get cleavage. They were just like, let's make it what it's supposed to look like, which is a heart.
Yeah. So again, I don't know if we explained it for the listeners who are just listening.
I apologize.
Yeah. So we're looking at Rouge's tits.
That.
Yeah. There's just something really funny about the word tits.
It's a good word.
It's just so freaking funny, dude.
Yeah.
Boobs is like.
No, boobs is pretty funny.
No, you're right. You're right.
Fun word to say.
Boobs is funny, but it's a different kind of funny. Boobs is like goofy.
Yeah.
Goofy boobs. Whereas like tits is like tits.
Bro. Tits.
Yeah. Hey.
Sonic says tits. Tails says boobs.
That's the mark of maturity.
Yeah. Yeah. When you start saying tits, that's when you know you're old. Fantastic. Thank you for the email, Mike. That 50K was very well invested. I believe
that is the issue.
That is the issue.
Still only 456 left to go because we didn't change the...
Right, yes.
Yes.
I stream at twitch.tv/Mojosaurus. My personal Twitter is @TheMojosaurus, and my Blue Sky is @Mojosaurus.
And I'm Dominic. You can follow my jazz adventures in Chicago at Blue Collar Jazz, and my personal Twitter and Blue Sky is @DomGuan1.
You can follow us on socials at Gotta Talk Fast. TikTok is Gotta Talk Faster. We also have a video version of the podcast where you can follow along with panels and watch our handsome faces. You can write in at the show at SonicGrams at GottaTalkFast.com. Ask us questions. You can ask us questions.
Oh, this is a fun voice. I should have done this for the SonicCon people.
You should have done that for Nicole.
I should have done that. Am I going to dub it again?
Yes, so you go back, redo all your lines. Like you did in the audio fuck-up episode.
Oh, God.
Provide corrections and give us your opinion this week's issue. And remember, when life keeps going fast, you gotta talk fast and just get through.
I love you. Gotta talk, gotta talk.
Gotta Talk Fast was written by Nick Folkerts and edited by Dominic Guanzon. Intro and outro themes recorded by Dominic Guanzon. Gotta Go Fast originally composed by Norman J. Grossfeld, Joseph Garrity, and Russell Velasquez.
Gotta talk, gotta talk. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Gotta talk, gotta talk. Gotta talk. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast. Gotta talk fast.